Today we're making easy 7-layer dip organic. This is one of my go-to appetizers. I use it all throughout the year. I could eat it every single day. It's that good. But we're making 7-layer dip organic and I'm gonna show you how to do it. So let's start with ingredients. I got all of these ingredients at Harris Teeter, except for our salsa, which I picked up if you saw my salsa review a while ago. I love Target's brand of Simply Balanced salsa. But the rest of this I got at Harris Teeter. They have some great organics, and then some of the Simply Truth organic options from Kroger are also carried in Harris Teeter. So if you don't have some of these items, ask your specific Harris Teeter location to carry some of the Kroger Simply Truth organic options because they have access to them. So we are gonna start with our refried beans. This actually comes in 2 different versions. Simply Truth Organic makes a refried bean as well as a refried black bean. So you could choose whichever one you wanted to do, but that's gonna be your base, and you're gonna grab a dish that has at least 1-inch lip. It doesn't matter whether it's square, rectangle, oval, it doesn't matter, but you just wanna make sure that it's large enough that we can put everything in there and that it's got at least a 1-inch lip so we can make sure those 7 layers are in there the way that we want them to look. So you'll start with that and you'll open up your refried beans. We'll put that down. Then next we will put down our guacamole. Simply Truth Organic has a great guacamole, so we'll put that down. Then we'll put our sour cream, which I'm gonna show you how to doctor that up with some taco seasoning. And then we'll sprinkle our salsa and then our cheese and then our diced tomatoes and our sliced olives. So my refried beans are down. I made sure there was a nice thin layer. You want it thick enough, but you want it to also be thin, and you don't want to put too much because you're gonna be putting your other layers. So next layer is going to be guac and then my sour cream. So my refried bean layer is down. Now my guac layer is on top of it, and we are gonna do the sour cream. You could just do sour cream by itself. You absolutely could, but I like to doctor it up with a little bit of that taco seasoning. If you haven't watched my taco seasoning video, go watch that, how I make it in bulk, because this is a perfect example of what I use it for. So I will add some taco seasoning into the sour cream, mix it up so it gives it a little bit more of that taco flavoring. So I'm gonna lay that down, and then I'm gonna start assembling everything else. Next is our salsa, very thin layer of this, topped with our cheese. Really quickly, one thing I do, after I dice up my tomatoes and my olives, I always like to take a paper towel and blot them, because I don't know about you, but I have had 7-layer dips sometimes where just the water from all the different ingredients end up making it very watery when you get to the bottom of the dish. And so you want to minimize that as much as possible. So I always dice my tomatoes and then I blot them with a paper towel, and I do the exact same thing for my olives because you don't want them to affect that cheese since they're going to be laying directly on that. Okay, last step. I've got my olives I'm putting on here. You guys, I'm so glad that I blotted those tomatoes. I don't know if you can see this, but it is soaked and my hands are wet even from the olives and the tomatoes. So I'm glad that I blotted those. I had a few things left over. I had some sour cream left over. You can save this for Taco Tuesday. You could serve this as a dip with some pretzel sticks just as it is. I had some guac left over and some refried beans. So I'm gonna use that for my next Taco Tuesday. But here is your organic 7-layer dip. I am so excited. It turned out beautiful and I can't wait to serve it at my New Year's party.